application for Cheers Bar Lounge, 5 to 9 Leytonstone Road, E15 1JA. Please note that the meeting recording will be available after the meeting on the council's YouTube channel. In accordance with the Members' Code of Conduct, the 3 councillors on the committee today are required to declare any relevant interests on any matter being considered at this meeting. I have nothing to declare. Councillor Loftus.
I have nothing to declare.
Councillor Rush.
I have nothing to declare.
I'm now going to move to introductions. My name is Councillor Tony Wilson. I represent Beckton Ward and I'll be chairing this meeting throughout. Councillor Lofthouse.
Good morning, Councillor Jane Lofthouse, representing Plaistow South.
Councillor Rush.
Good morning, Councillor Simon Rush, representing Plaistow West and Canning Town East.
Thank you. Case officer.
Colin Hunt, I'm the case officer, London Borough of Newham for today.
Okay, thank you. Normally we would be inviting the representation from the councillor who put in a representation today, but from what I gather, she's not in the building at the moment. So it would have been Councillor Caroline Corbyn. Okay, Corbyn, sorry. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, my name is Enver Zubi. I'm the manager of the Cheers Bar Lounge.
Okay. Could you repeat that louder?
My name is Enver Zubi, manager of the Bar Lounge.
Thank you.
My name is Arslan Majid Raja, and I'm the DPS.
You're going to have to speak louder, gents.
My name is Arslan Majid Raja, and I'm the DPS.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Iqbal Singh Johal. I work for Cheers as a second manager.
Right, lovely. Get that.
I'll have to get the spellings because they're not. I've got a fact.
All right. Can we do that during deliberation?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay. I will now briefly run through the procedure of this meeting. The licensing case officer will present their report. We then move to representation from the responsible authorities, in this case, not today, and members can seek clarifications and so the applicant or their representatives on any of the matter. Today, we have representation from the local councillor based on the licensing objectives of crime and disorder and prevention of public nuisance. The licence holder will then present their case. Finally, members may pass a resolution to deliberate in private and exclude the press and including the parties and the representatives. The clerk and the legal advisor will remain with members to provide advice on procedure and law. When the decision has been reached, the meeting will reconvene and the decision of the subcommittee will be announced in public. Full written copies of the decision sent to the applicant or licence holder, responsible authorities and interested parties, usually within 5 working days. Parties who have taken part in this hearing may appeal against the decision to the Magistrates' Court within 21 days. As this is an administrative hearing under the 2003 Act, we are not trained lawyers and rely on legal advice from our legal department, today represented by
Mr. Malik.
Thank you. I would also like to inform all parties that we base our decision on written and oral submissions. The clerk will take minutes of this meeting. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Pauline Egan from London Service.
Thank you. If anyone in the chamber wishes to ask a question of me and any of the committee members, we will ask you to raise your hand and wait to be invited to speak. I would like you to all mute your mobile phones, please, or switch them off. And I will now invite the case officer to present his report. Colin?
Thank you, Chair. Members of the Licence Subcommittee are asked to hear and determine an application for an existing premises licence for Cheers Bar and Lounge, 5 to 9 Leytonstone Road, E15 1JA. And the applicants are Mr. Mohammed Khan and Mr. Wagis Khan, and they are the current licence holder at the moment. And any valid representations that have been made. An application for a premises licence was received by the licensing authority on the 2nd of September 2024. This was advertised at the premises in the local paper, and a copy of the application, along with the further conditions, is attached Appendix A. There's a new plan, because they've changed the layout of the premises, so they've included the new plan, and that can be found at Appendix B. That plan is for the following licensable activities: no change to the hours, and amend the additional conditions agreed with police and responsible authorities. Representation from a local councillor has been made, including pictures on the licence objectives. Oh, there's a mistake there. Oh, sorry. on the licence and objectives of crime disorder and prevention of public nuisance, and that can be found at Appendix C. Where the premises lie within the community impact zone, there is a rebuttable presumption that the application for a new premises licence or club certificate or variation in respect of such premises would normally be refused unless the applicant can demonstrate in their operating schedule that there will be no negative impact on one or more licence and objectives. At the hearing, members of the subcommittee would need to be satisfied that the applicant has demonstrated this. The community impact of a premises can only be considered where relevant representation are made. This means that if there are no relevant representations, the application must be granted even if it falls within the CIZ. Members of the subcommittee should note that each application within the CIZ needs to be considered on its own merit and a blanket refusals cannot be made. Where the licensing authority decides to impose conditions on the licence, whether in the CIZ or not, such conditions must be appropriate and proportionate for the promotion of the licence and objective. Conditions should be clear and adequate. Secretary of State has issued guidance to the licensing authority to which they must have regard in carrying out their licensing functions. Members of the subcommittee should note that copies of the guidance are available at the meeting and of the subcommittee. Alternatively, copies can be obtained directly from the committee clerk. Licensing authority may only depart from the guidance if they have good reason to do so. These premises do fall within the CIZ, and a map of the CIZ area is attached to Appendix D. On the 3rd of August 2012 and 21st September 2021, the off licence located at 5 Leytonstone failed 2 test purchases where alcohol was sold outside the permitted hours. The licence was called in for review on the 16th of November 2012. The licence subcommittee suspended the licence for 8 weeks post conditions. Sorry, I mentioned that because it used to be an off licence as well. So it was like 2 different premises. This was going back a while though. I thought I'd still mention it because I just give you an oversight of what was there, and it all changed. On the 17th of April 2013, the licence for 5 Leytonstone Road was surrendered. On the 6th of February, a visit was made to the premises as information had been received to the licensing team that the venue had changed. Upon inspection and speaking to the manager, it became apparent that the premises had undergone significant changes where part of the new bar had been moved into the old off-licence area, 5 Leytonstone Road. Also, the name of the premises was now called Thailander. As alcohol was being sold outside the authorisation allowed by the current licence, as the premises were different to the plan, a Section 9 notice was served and advice was given to the applicant. As a result of the visit and the changes to the premises, the applicant submitted a new application on the 12th of February 2015. Representation was received and the subcommittee hearing was heard on the 14th of April 2015, where the licence was granted with conditions. In 2016, the licence holder applied to vary the existing licence to extend the hours and add further licensable activities. Representation was received, and on the 16th of August 2016, the subcommittee agreed that the conditions proposed by the applicant to be granted. The current licence is attached to Appendix E, and an area plan is attached to Appendix F. The members of the licensing subcommittee are asked to hear the application, representation of the licence holder, and any valid representation received from responsible authorities, and to determine the application. And that concludes the report.
Thank you, Colin. Gentlemen, just for verification, did you receive an agenda from the licensing? Was one said, and you've had an opportunity to read through it all?
Yeah.
Do you need one to refer to? Did anyone bring their agenda with them?
Yeah.
I've got an agenda if you need it.
So that you can keep up with.
Have you got a spare one? Excuse me.
Just for reference.
Right.
We do have it.
Okay. All right, so we're going to be speaking to the case officer about what he's just said, his report that he submitted, which starts on page 7 and 8. Okay, so Colin, going to the case history, you said on the 6th of February, a visit was made to the premises. Could you tell me what year, please?
Of what, sorry?
What year the visit to the premises, because you were informed that the venue had changed? Page 8? Feb, what year? 2015?
2015.
2015. Okay. And could you just confirm who was the licence holder at that time?
At that time, I think it was it was you, Mr. Khan, wasn't it? They were still the licence
The
holders.
two cons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, it was an off licence and they knocked it through.
Okay. Right, could you tell me, when did the business start operating? We've had, representation from a councillor, and I wanted to know if it must, and I know it's been closed for refurbishments, but when did it come to your knowledge that they'd been trading?
Recently?
Yes.
I don't think they have been trading recently. I think they've been closed for the last 4 or 5 years. They haven't operated for the last 5 years. It come to our attention, Mr. Khan contacted us, I think, and then we went down there to see what was going on basically.
Right.
down there. And then we sat down and had sort of number of conversations about what their business plan, what they wanted to do. And I took that all back to the responsible authorities and we sort of sat and discussed that.
Right, thank you.
Don't think you've been selling any alcohol up to today's date, although you could because you had a licence anyway. I don't think you told me you wasn't, so I don't know if that's still the case.
No,
No, we haven't sold any.
no.
Right, thank you.
Yet.
When you visited, you said you served a section 19 notice, so just for record, could you explain what that actually is?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, a section 19 notice is we can serve it on an on-licence premises only. We can't do an off-licence. It's an on-licence premises that if they are in breach of licenses or if they've changed the plan and they're still operating, it's almost like a warning notice to say you've got 7 days to rectify that. Now, they can rectify it in any way by adhering to the conditions if it was relating to conditions, or if they, in this particular case, if they put a variation in to change the layout of the premises. But the plan is also a part of the license. So if they change the plan on the license, they are changing the license. So they have to notify us if they're changing anything. So by knocking it through from an off license to a bar, taking away the off license, that's a significant change to the license.
Yes.
So that's why section 19 was served. And then I think they probably put a transfer in or something to not transfer, a variation into to amalgamate.
But the two,
Although there are another 2 licenses on that premises, and I think I've had the conversation that them 2 are going to be
Have to surrender them.
once this has been dealt with. Yeah.
right, lovely. Okay, so has number 9 always been a restaurant?
I think number 9 has always been a restaurant. The 7 in the middle, they've always been connected, but number 5 was a standalone off license.
Right, so it's 5, 7 and 9 that have been amalgamated into the one venue.
One restaurant, one area. Although between 9 and 7,
Yeah,
there is a wall, but there's a doors that you can go through.
right,
So they are connected through a door that you can go and sit down in the restaurant, and then you've got a bar area. And
Okay.
and the where the bar is, it's sort of in where 5 was.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and the toilets, I think.
That's the point, yeah.
So in your opinion, and you've visited the premises
Times.
a couple of times, and by speaking to the licence holders, do you believe that their business model has changed?
I think it's definitely changed from when it was the Thailander.
Right,
I mean, the Thailander was more just a bar. It was more of a stand-up bar. It wasn't an inviting premises to go in. It was a drinking bar. This is very light. It's bright. They've put a new bar in. It's got a nice, comfortable feel to it rather than a stand-up bar. It's more like a sit-down bar area. The restaurant next door is just tables, eating tables.
and the kitchen and toilets as well as etc. So
The toilets have been upgraded. They're at the back where the old number 5 was.
Mhm.
So like you've got the bar and then you've got the toilets at the back. And I think the new toilets have
Yes.
changed all the,
Right, yes.
Completely separate.
sort of nice and fresh and everything. So yeah, so it's a very inviting place to go.
Okay,
You know,
Yeah.
a worrying place to go, in my opinion, but I think
yeah.
they'll have to sort of.
Okay. Could you, sorry, councillor Loftus, any questions for Colin?
Just to follow up from the question you asked, Chair. To be clear, when did it stop operating? Your last date here was 2016 when the licence was granted. Did you say when it was?
I think you haven't
Years it has.
been operating for 5 years, so they haven't.
2019.
Yeah, I mean, I say, I didn't know it was as long as that, but, you know, I don't, yeah, but every time I've driven past there, over the last years or so, it's never been open, so it's one of them that one day that will open.
Oh, yes, we did raise this earlier, but looking and I think it's page 41. 43. Is there an error? It's not, I think it's 43. It says date of issue 22nd of June 2024. Is that?
Yeah, I think that's an error.
Uh-huh.
I think because there was a new application come in for this premises when they amalgamated it. And I think that was, I'd have to check that, but it was not, it wasn't this year.
That's,
So I don't know
yes.
why that's been, unless did you ever yeah, I think did you ask for a new licence to be sent out to you this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might, that, and
Meant to be the one that's asked for this.
they shouldn't change that date, so I think they've changed that date, but
You're
Right, okay.
I'll address that after this and
Yeah.
see if we.
That's lovely.
Because obviously if it's granted and it's a variation, it'll be a new licence almost, so that'll all be adjusted.
okay.
I can't answer that question because I really don't know why it's 2024.
Yeah, but so this is the first part on the amalgamation.
Yeah.
New business model
Yeah,
and so on and so forth. Can I ask just one more thing about the area?
Yep.
Because certain things were made about bites and glasses, which obviously would be, if it related to this premises, it would be over 4 or 5 years ago. But what is the area like in terms of ASB and?
So I think there is a high ASB street drinking issue in the area. I won't deny that. We have done some work down there. We've reviewed the premises. Bridgestone was reviewed a while ago. I think they lost their licence. We have done some work, but mainly around off licences, because there is street drinking. I don't know if it's a clock tower now, but I think there's a clock there or something. That's where they sort of seem to congregate. It's not outside this prem or along that stretch, because you've got the cart and horses, I think it is. These are practically next door to the cart and horses, but where the street drinkers congregate, there is a down the side road. I can't remember the name of that road.
You're going to bring up the map in a minute. You can just.
I need to be. I'm not connected yet, so
Hmm.
am I connected?
So
Oh.
you should have access to,
I'll have to.
want to check.
Did you send me an email?
Oh, sorry, were you not sent the link?
No.
Oh, sorry.
You just sent me the email. Anyway, I'll carry on. So there is a road down there that's, so like as you come round Maryland, opposite the station, there's an off licence on the corner. There's a road, I can't remember the name of that road off the top of my head, we'll find it. There is a road down the side there, so we do find some bottles and empty cans down that side, down the side of the off licence. Sorry. Yeah, so down the side there, but mainly we find a lot of street drinkers in the evenings, especially in the summer mainly, where the clock tower used to be.
Yes.
I don't know if it's still, they've redone it all, but it's still an open area there. And they take a lot of people, I don't know if you've noticed it, but they tend to congregate there. But they're all people that buy drinks and they sit on the seats or
So
go round there.
it tends to be cans and.
Bottles, yeah.
Bit of
Yeah.
chatter, but not particularly violent or.
I've not seen any violence down there. I've seen one video of 2 guys play fighting and it got fit out of them, but they just sat down and started drinking again. So it was. Drinking, but I don't know if that's. And that's the only. But they are noisy chat. I don't know if they have music playing. I'm not sure. Yeah,
That's the nature of
an area that's, you know,
But it's changing, in your
Yeah.
opinion. Is it
Mm.
changing for the better or?
yeah, I think so. I think we've done some work around the off licenses there. Say we reviewed one. Yeah, we reviewed one down there, Bistro. We don't have a lot of problems with the or any problems with the pub, the Cart and Horses. That's run really well in my opinion. Yeah, I think it has improved, but there's still some work to be done.
Okay, councillor
Thank you.
Rush. Thank you.
Just one question really. Bar restaurant, do you think it will increase or improve the area if it's been run as, but the way it looks like within the interior, nice and bright and inviting, that, in your opinion, do you think that would help improve the area rather than?
I think any premises that's been standing empty for like 5 years and somebody's trying to do something will improve as long as it's being run correctly. I'm an enforcement officer with my other hat on. I'm an enforcement officer, so I'm always nervous about new premises, bars opening. That's just because I'm cynical. I don't know, but I'm not saying I don't want them to open, and I think some do improve the area, but we have to be mindful that they're being run correctly and the people who are running them engage with police and the licensing enforcement team, which, to be fair, in this case, they called us straight away before they even put the application, and they wanted to have a chat with us before they done anything. So in my opinion, if the fact that they've done that and they know me and they know what I'm like, and if they step out of line, we'll be down to see them straight away. You know, we've explained that, and we sat down 2 or 3 meetings we've had, and
Yeah.
you know, under no circumstances, I've said, you know, if we're going to do this, you know, you need to you need to adhere to your conditions and your timings.
Right, so
Thank you.
thank you, sorry, Sam. So just going back, and again, just for record, could you explain the agreement between the responsible authorities, including yourself, and the change in the conditions that they've submitted?
Yep, so they approached us and asked us to come down and speak to them. So I went down there with one of my colleagues. It wasn't the police. We had an hour or so conversation, sat down. I spoke to them and asked them what their business model was now, because I said to them straight away, look, I'm nervous about this place because it wasn't run correctly. They told me what their business model was. They've got a restaurant next door, and the idea is that they can migrate between the two. So there's a lot of food, more food involved than there was. So that made me a little bit more relaxed. They come across as wanting to do it right. So I took what they've said, took it back to the responsible authorities, trading standards, police, environmental health. We all sat down. I explained what I was told, and we come up with a set of conditions what we believe would assist as well as help us rather, assist them and help us to have these premises run correctly. And I think the police come back with some extra conditions. So he agreed to them, and then he must have thought about it, and I sent them and they agreed them conditions as well. You know, the second lot of conditions, and you were okay with them, which is I put in the papers. So that's in my opinion, that's a good way of starting on the right foot with the responsible authorities. They know who to contact. They know who we are. So if they've got any problems, if they have any issues, if they don't contact me because we've had that engagement, then, you know, more for them. If they have got problems and they contact me, we can help them.
Yeah.
That's the idea behind, you know, partnership working. You know, we want these premises to succeed. We don't want an empty premises on the borough, but it's got to be run without an impact on the local community. In fact, if anything, we want it to enhance them, and, you know, hopefully people start using it from the local rather than standing outside. That's the, you know, hopefully that will happen, because it's a place that you'd want to be.
Right, so on that note, would you like to pull up the pictures, please? And let's have a look at the site plan, its location,
Yeah.
how it looks. Have we got any internals? No, just the outer, yeah? Thank you.
Okay, so this is where the scaffolding is, the pub,
Right,
the cart and horses.
right, okay.
If you go round to the left, you probably know Maryland Station's on your left where
Yes.
you're looking. You go round the corner, that takes down to Morrison's.
Yes,
And and then the bar is there. This is
so it's called Bar One
bar one, yeah,
and the Thailander restaurant,
one, yeah.
okay?
So that's all one premises.
Right,
So although it's got two different signs, I mean, the gentleman probably help you better, but inside I've walked in there and you can go between the two bars.
right. And could you show me where you believe the smoking area?
Yeah, sure. Well, the smoking area, see the fence here,
Right,
it's the other side of that fence.
okay,
Between the shutters and the fence. That's right. It's
Yes, that's gonna be outside.
between the shutters and the fence.
right, okay.
It's about sort of that wide.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
5 people out there.
Okay,
And I say, I spoke to the environmental chief, Ian McConnell.
yeah,
You know, Ian. He went down there and looked at it and he was quite happy. And he was the one who suggested, I only want 5 people out there.
okay.
That was one of the
Can do.
engagement that we done.
Right, oh, okay, yeah, yeah. All right, wonderful. And can we have a look at the inside plan, please, of the
Oh, yeah.
building?
Can I just ask, presumably that's window behind it?
Yes,
Yeah, there's,
Face the door.
so where you see the one,
yeah.
Yes,
just below that, that's where the entrance is.
entrances.
There's a gate there, I think. So just behind that, so where it says bar, that's the window, and I don't think you can get in that way, but the actual bar is behind that window, a little way, you can walk around it, but that's that side. And that's where the restaurant off license used to be.
In the middle,
No, the left.
the left, okay, under bar.
Yeah.
One's a door opening, and is it one entrance to the whole, or is it another Thailander?
I think you can, the Thailanders,
Got its own?
Separate entrance on the right-hand side, where it says Thailander, the sign, underneath there's a separate door, that is a gateway as well, you can see.
Okay,
no, I just pull the give me a sec. It's a PDF, so it takes it. Oh. So that's the whole area now.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so where is the walking, I take it, is this,
So
At the bottom.
that's it, yeah, the front is here,
right,
so the road is here, sorry.
right,
And then so you see the bar area, but you bet if I come over. So this used to be this here used to be the
off license,
So they've knocked it out. That's an entrance to the upstairs, I guess. And that's the restaurant. So that's had its own license. Well, it's still got its own license.
Right.
but they want to get rid of that. There's the doors that go from the bar
Ah.
to the restaurant.
and all that bare area there, in between that door, front and the back door on the restaurant side is all seating.
This is all sitting, yeah, there's seats here, seats here, seats there. I think there's seats dotted around.
Yeah.
This bit's sort of more of a open area, but that's the bar area.
Right,
And then the new toilets.
The toilets are separate from the restaurant.
and they have a
And
base.
then you've got a basement area. You come down here,
For the basement, yeah.
you go down into the basement.
Right, okay. So it's quite a large premises.
Well, it's
That's
three
all open,
shops,
yeah.
It's 3 shops.
No, And the
Well-
upstairs goes directly to the flats above.
This here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
They're the entrance to the flats.
Flats, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's a lot of tables and chairs here, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's a-
Is that more like a loungy kind of
Yeah,
bar-y
yeah.
type setup?
I think they've got coffee machines.
Yeah, I've got the coffee machine there.
Coffee in there as well.
Okay,
They'll explain it better, but I'm just saying what I saw.
Yeah, yeah.
okay,
Telling you.
all right.
Just to be clear, perhaps I should ask the applicant, but the restaurant and the bar can work separately. I mean, do you need to go to the have been in the restaurant to go to the bar?
No, I
Or
don't think so.
they can work completely
I
separately.
mean, from what I was told, I mean, they probably explain it better, but the idea was if you go to a bar,
Yeah,
you sit and have a bar and then you feel hungry, you can go
You
to a
can
restaurant,
pop in.
vice versa. If you book a table in a Thailander and you see a nice bar next door, it's,
pop in there for,
yeah, so.
yeah.
Yes,
It's I mean, that's the business model. that-
Yes, that's the way.
Rather than just from, just a bar, they wanted to sort of.
Bring the food into it.
Yeah.
And you don't have to walk outside to go into the restaurant?
No,
Up through?
They're just through those doors, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. Councillor Rush, any questions?
No, thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, is there any questions you'd like to ask Colin with regard to anything he's just said? A question, because you'll have your time in a minute to present your case, all right? Any questions?
No.
No? Okay. We're next going to go on to Carolyn Corbyn. I need some advice on this. She's not here in person, obviously. So is this something just to be noted, or is this something?
So if you could just confirm in open air that the committee have read the representations and will consider a part of the deliberation.
Well, we as a committee all have, councillor.
We have read it, yes, indeed.
Right, and we will consider this as part of deliberations.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Yeah, sorry, yeah, apologies. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, right, this is your opportunity to present your case. Tell us a bit about your business model, why you changed it, how do you think it will impact on the area? As much information as you would like, and if you'd like to, can start now. Thank you.
okay, since the premises is closed for 5 years, and we're gonna start like something new, like a better idea, good for community, good for people lounging with their families. They can sit together, they can enjoy the food as well. And what we are planning is like more about like family place, and we're gonna promote that in a positive way. And in terms of the drinking, so of course we're gonna have the controls and all the policies in place, and I mean, it's gonna be good for the community that it's gonna reduce the street drinkers, so they can come have nice time and enjoy, instead of like some people like drinking outside or making nuisance for the community and public. This is what we're planning. And I'm also a license holder and a DPS for another restaurant in Enfield in Southgate. Is a Lebanese restaurant. So I'm running that place for 1.5 year. So I mean, never had complaints. We're running that place for last year. We had parties for New Year Eves and all that stuff. So we had like, I had a quite good experience in that, doing that. So yeah, we're making something like nice place for the local community, and we're gonna do something like for the family environment.
Right, okay. Is there anything you would like to add?
Yeah, as I said, mentioned to Mr. Colin before, I create that place. When you come inside, you feel nice and comfortable. Use your laptop, use the internet, have a coffee and tea. And plus we got the restaurant next door, which I said, like, you can add the food. I'm planning later on to implement, because I got the little kitchen there, the pizza and pastas. So, which I said, in the long run, I'm gonna be like looking at the place. I'm the manager there, so I'll be there all the time. So I don't there any trouble, obviously, because I'm looking there to make money and to make the customers happy, which everybody can see. Oh, I want to go to that place. want warm environment and very welcoming people.
Thank you. Okay, anything you would like to add, sir?
I mean, they mention everything what they want to say, but it's like saying the main issue there is we want to do mostly first thing in the morning. We're going to be selling alcohol more like coffee. Could we open a coffee bar there? Because we expanded a lot. I don't think Colin's been there lately since we've done. We expanded a bit more on coffee, so it's like an early start to get the different kind of clientele, customers, to like family environment. So you even have children coming in up to certain times. And obviously, like Emma mentioned, we got kitchen area. Hopefully we do separate kind of food rather than just Thai food. That's already been implemented. The doors are there. And with Arslan, obviously he's DPS, he's got a lot of experience in the kitchen area. So, you know, it's like we want to contribute anything to CIZ. We want actually people to come in, sit and eat. You know, the food obviously builds up more business, not just the alcohol. Plus, we also got rid of, before, there used to be gambling machines, so we got rid of that completely. So you don't want that kind of customers coming in, just gambling, you know, so that's gone. I think when colleague came and seen that the machine's gone completely. There used to be about 4 or 5 before when it's run by somebody else. So obviously, because we just new into these. So what happened then, obviously totally different to what we're doing now. It's more like for the family, because I see many pubs now without food, pubs don't work as well. It's not just drink we want, you know, so we don't want that kind of environment.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Councillor Lofthouse, would you like to?
Yes, okay, thank you. Thank you very much for that. Yes, the councillor who has forged an objection is concerned about any disturbance that the restaurant bar might cause to residents, to passers-by. So I'd like you to make some comments on that, particularly thinking who lives above is that a residential flat above the restaurant? That is, and in fact, have you spoken with them? Are they know about your?
Of course, yeah, the notice is in place. The notices were there in place for the last few years. And of course, they know about the place, and many of the local people, they want something like entertaining so they can go. So I think most of the people, they're happy with it, so they can have a good place, go out and by the time. So I think most of the people, they are okay with that.
How about noise? I mean, I notice you have talked about a noise limiter, haven't you? So how would you be sure that noise didn't disturb your neighbours and your dispersal policy? Could you talk about?
Of course, we're gonna have trained staff. We're gonna train the staff for the disbursement policy when we close. And also we're gonna have light music, like small speakers. We don't have big speakers. We have small ones. So for the light music, we're not gonna have big parties or not like nightclubs. It's gonna have light music, so people, they can, of course, as Anwar mentioned, that they can sit on the laptop, they can do their work or stuff. So it's not gonna be too loud, so they can do their work, and we're gonna make an environment like that so people, they can have their work as well, they can enjoy with the children as well. So we're gonna make the noise to the minimum.
That's what we'd call ambient. So, would you need a noise limiter then? Would you have one?
Well, we can put it.
Was it built in? I thought I saw it on one of the conditions. Was it on one of your conditions? I thought it was just.
I just want to mention, while the place been refurbished the past few months, a year, we also soundproofed the ceiling. Yeah, and we got rid of the speakers that was in the front as well. There were speakers in the front where they were smoking, so we got rid of that. Just left the speakers inside the premises.
And the dispersal, your dispersal.
So the policy is what we make is of course, if it's crowded at night time, especially on the weekend, so we're gonna, of course, in the staff, and so let the people slowly go outside, not let everyone go outside. So what we're gonna start turning off the lights slowly. So we're gonna make sure that not everyone goes on the same time. So
Yes.
yeah.
Softly, yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna let them on by.
What is the capacity? You don't know how many people are going to come, but what is the capacity of both the restaurant part and the?
No more than, say 50, 70, something, just maybe a little squeeze in, can say 90,
Right.
yeah.
So is that
It's up.
bar area or both?
They're both of them, yeah, both of them, yeah.
You don't want them all going out at the same time, do you?
Just on that, how many covers have you got in the restaurant area? How many covers?
Well, I think I got 14,
In tables?
yeah.
Tables.
Chairs, isn't it?
It was like tables and chairs, yeah,
No, I just thought that might assist.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. All right, that's okay for me for the moment.
Thank you, councillor. Councillor.
Thank you, Chair. Just 2 or 3 questions, if I may. Thank you. You said you're going to be serving coffee and things like that to encourage people into the premises. Does that include you doing breakfast type of things in the morning as well? Like breakfast?
Even like snacks.
Yeah.
Croissant.
No,
Yeah, like
that's
the hot food, yeah. Yeah, because you got passerby, want to do takeaway, like you said, Colin, this mainland station, hopefully by 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, to implement that so people know like the place is open. You know, not just for the alcohol, 'cause we won't be selling alcohol that time in the morning anyway. Like morning to the coffee bar,
Yeah, that's all.
that kind of thing, yeah. And later on, late afternoon, towards the evening, like the food,
Gotcha.
it's like a mix. So we get different kind of clientele, obviously regular customers will come by anyway.
Thank you. And I know you're saying the music will only be ambient, et cetera, do I assume you won't be showing sports TV, football, or rugby, or any other sport during the day or at night? Yep.
That's the thing you gotta think, I didn't think of, because suppose you stop doing football. Yeah,
Oh, no, well, we're not looking to that kind of, like to implement a football or something like.
Yeah, whichever sport.
Obviously, but it's like, if in case sometime if I have to play any match, which I can, not gonna refuse it, like saying, but I'm not gonna advertisement, or it's a football, here, come live football, boxing and this and that. It's like, if people ask, can you put this box in there, I can just play it, but no advertisement on this, because like I said, I want a very warm, space and family environment. So I want my daughter to come there and sit, for example, on daytime, stay with me, no like alcohol abusers, and like have a coffee and tea, whatever with.
Gotcha. Thank you. So you're not going to be using sport as a way of attraction. It's if
No, like.
because we're attraction now.
Yeah,
request it, then you may.
no.
Right. Okay. Thank you. When are you planning on opening?
Oh, very soon, soon as we got
The go ahead.
go ahead from the Mr.
I mean, we were ready to open the coffee bar, we had everything, but we
Yeah.
thought there's a meeting here, we wait till then. Did we wait to open, 2 weeks ago? Just the
Yeah,
Coffee, so just, because all the alcohol, everything's, you know, it's all like, we haven't gotten there, everything's all closed off and covered up.
yeah.
So let's start a couple of weeks ago for coffee, we already set, we bought all this cups and sauces, everything in it.
Yeah, put
And-
everything for the teas.
Then we
More than
thought,
welcome
okay,
to
just-
come and try it there.
Yeah.
I will try.
Thank you. Final question is, with regards to training and dispersal, obviously I know, 6 people allowed out at any one time for smoking.
Yeah.
Out there front.
Bye.
How will you be monitoring that?
We're gonna put the signs there, so we'll be there, so no more than 5 people outside.
Fine, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we will be implementing on that. Obviously, we're gonna look as well, because some people don't read the signs as well, you know, I can just go on there and say to them, listen, you have to go inside because of this, the rules are there for the.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I assume you'll be monitoring that with CCTV as
Yeah,
well.
obviously, the CCTVs are there 24 hours on a place, so I've got all them running and recording. So that's how we're gonna check as well. But obviously, I'm there as well, so I'm gonna check. The signs are there, notice are there, everything is in a place.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, just off the back of that, how many members of staff will you be employing?
Well, I'll employ 2, like one in morning and one in, like it will be 2 to 3 shifts.
Right, so you'd go in, you'd open up the shop,
Yeah,
right? The restaurant wouldn't necessarily be open at that time in the morning at 10, but it has a license to open at 10,
yeah.
correct? So how many people will be behind the bar serving teas and coffees and,
I'll be me and the server as well.
right, okay, so
Yeah.
one behind the till, one serving. So when the restaurant opens then, so both parts are now busy and
Yeah.
operating. How many staff do you think will be working?
The restaurant that is running now, they got their own staff as well, like it's on a place. So it's, they got one waiter there,
So in total,
yeah,
a normal day,
3.
three. Okay,
Chef as well, obviously, two other.
Obviously.
and chef,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the restaurant Thailand is really
Yeah.
existing
Not you
store.
asking just for the
yeah.
the service, but the
Yeah.
oh, chef.
It's all one now, so I'm
Yeah.
just trying to get a fair.
Sorry, Chair.
Yes.
Is that two people in the coffee shop and then three plus a chef in the restaurant? Is that what?
No, he's saying 3 in the coffee shop and 1 chef in the restaurant.
Yeah,
Oh, there's two chefs.
two chefs in the chef.
Right, gently.
Arthur and the main chef.
And it,
There's the main chef, then there's a second chef.
2 chefs
So there's, yeah,
and then a server.
then seven, there's three there all the time. Even now, there's three in it.
Yeah, all the time, 3 on the restaurant right now.
That's,
Right, okay,
Gonna be added on this side, another 2.
another 5 in total.
Yes,
Including the restaurant? Or they have?
Yeah, including the restaurant. 3 in the restaurant, 2 in the cafe, bar, lounge. Right, okay. So in the evenings, especially on the weekends now, when you've got people coming in, alcohol's being served, you're going to need more staff. How many are you looking at having on the premises when it comes to the evening, nighttime trade?
maybe gonna add one more. Because like I said, I'm gonna get another one waitress in the evening when it's weekends.
Right,
No more than that,
right.
yeah. I'll be there,
3 to 4 for
Yeah.
the pub side, isn't it?
yeah, pub side, yes,
On the bar side,
The bar side, yeah.
yeah,
you'll get 3 to 4 waitresses over the weekend, say, on the bar side,
So you could have the manager, then you have the person serving behind the bar.
right,
You got the waitress,
right.
because obviously they got 3 on the restaurant side,
Yeah.
the main chef, so then implementing both.
Right, okay, okay. Right, that's fine.
Because on the end of the day, we don't know how busy it's gonna get when we first start.
Yes,
We can't say we're gonna have 20, I mean, I'll be lying. You know, we're gonna see how, as we go along, we need more in the evening or, you know,
and it will be agency staff you'll be getting.
yeah.
Okay. Now, I've been looking at some of the conditions which have been already agreed. So can I just ask, I've noticed your conditions which are on page 12, 13 and 14. And there are certain things that you've wanted to change from your original licence, the conditions on your original licence. And I'm not going to go through all of them because there's quite a few, but I just wanted to know why. Why did you want to, what is the word, when you want to compress them and you've taken or amalgamated them, but you wanted these specifically taken out of your original licence?
oh, yeah. Let's put it this way, I'm saying, because it's not gonna be like, nothing like before, obviously.
Mm.
And I don't see those conditions there on my part, because I'm not there, like I said, to sell like alcohol like so heavily. Because I got coffee involved, I got snacks, like I said later on, is food next door, so they can most likely to eat as well. So that's is my opinion on that, because I'm gonna sell food, snacks, coffees, alcohol obviously is gonna be there as well, but I'm not most likely to sell most of alcohol on a place as much as I can. As much as I like the restaurant, food to go more. There is my associate there.
Okay, so just for an example,
Yeah,
on page 47 under CCTV, you have, if this format is non-standard, i.e. the manufacturer's proprietary standard, then the manufacturer should supply or replay software to ensure that the video on the CCTV or the CDs can be replayed by the police. Or number 3, where it says the equipment will be suitable, have a suitable export method, i.e. DVD, USB facility, but you haven't got these particular ones in yours. So what is your method of transporting evidence that you've recorded on your CCTVs to the police on request? Because I cannot see it under your CCTV. I mean, you said that you'll hold it for a period of 1 days, but how would you get it to the licensing team or the police if they came down and said, right, I need a copy right now? How would you do that?
No, we already have. We can export the recordings on a USB drive.
Yeah, but you're taking out of your conditions. I'm not here, I'm just making sure that what you've submitted, even though it's been agreed that we are also going to be happy with it. So you might have it, but I might not know that because you've taken it out of your conditions on your original license.
Taken out? Recording?
No, sorry, I'm any mistake or something, but. That's fine.
That's my work.
Yes, of course.
I'm just gonna get some. Has it been taken out?
Okay, so I get like that.
I'm sorry, I think it's been maybe a mistake, but we do have in place, we are happy to provide the recordings on in any media, whether it's a CD, DVD or USB. And yes, it's already been placed. We can even access to our phones, we can even email whatever is convenient and.
You understand why I asked this particular question? Because we've had to sit the
Yeah.
committee and go through, why would they want this out? Why would
Yeah.
they want this in? And we've had to, so I'm just making sure, so you know, but because you've taken it out, we don't necessarily know because it's not written down because right, okay. So there are a couple of bits that obviously we are going to look at and readdress again whilst we do our deliberations. So assessments. Now, another thing that came to mind was regarding the SIA staff. Obviously, your business model has changed, so it's not a nightclub environment where you're definitely going to need one, but you're going to probably have events there, christenings, birthdays, anniversaries, and all that kind of stuff. And you said that you will arrange for SIA staff at your discretion after doing an assessment. So could you tell me how you would create this assessment? How would you carry it out? What would you be looking for that would determine whether or not you needed SIA?
Let's say we go to, for example, tonight, Lair party. He's gonna invite 5 people, or which we like, he knows arrangement. What kind of assessment we're gonna call the NSIS after like 12 o'clock? 12 o'clock, that's this arrangement. We go to the people for a party and we see, maybe we know them, so it's like not the troublemakers. So on this case, I can say use the.
I understand. So you're saying basically if it's people you know,
Yeah,
the assessment doesn't really have to happen.
Yeah.
So Newham are having their Christmas Eve party down there and I'm inviting 50, 60 people, and I've said to you, I'm going to use, which I'm not, by the way, for the, but I'm just saying to you, I'm invited 70 people to come to your restaurant, be using the bar. How would you make the assessment based on that? And I'm also putting in attendance because I want it to finish at 4 o'clock in the morning. How would you assess that?
Yeah, well, for example, if someone wants to book in like a party.
You have to speak up.
Yeah, so if someone wants to book a party, like for say more than 15 or 20 people, we of course we're gonna ask them more questions about like how many people are drinking and like what sort of, if they're gonna order the food and what time they're gonna be staying until. And of course, based on those assessments, we will find out whether we of course, if they are more than like a limit, then we will employ some SIA officers there, like door supervisors and stuff. Especially on nights like New Year Eve or those days. Or if you think that we are getting busier, like during this winter time, on the weekends, and we are more than happy to employ like every weekend, like after say like 10 or 9 or 10.
12.
Yeah, after 12. I mean, we're not really planning to open after 12. But if you think that we have to open after 12, we are getting too busy, then we are happy to do every weekend after like 10, 9, 10 or 12, or even maybe after 6 if you think that we are busy. And especially when we're gonna have parties arranged, people will ask some questions about the gathering, and the sort of things they will be ordering. So we're gonna assess based on those circumstances, yeah. And then definitely we will do it. That's what we're asking for, the discretion, so we can work more about it.
Okay. All right. Committee, any further questions?
Just one more, as times were raised in the objection, and I know that your licence does give you till 2 in the morning for the weekend, but why would you particularly want to be open until 2? What do you imagine yourself?
Yeah, it's not really looking to do like every weekends or every week. It's just we thinking to have a bit of like in case if you feel that we can extend it, for example, again, if someone books in, and of course we are business, so we are looking to make business and to entertain people in a better way. So we can have a kind of a cushion, so we can tell them, okay, yeah, we can extend it up to 1 or 2, but we're not really looking to open until 2 every night or every weekend. So most likely we'll be open until 12, but just to have extra cushion.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, not only that, I just want to add something. Also, if we obviously gonna close early, but it all helps for disbursements of the customers. So we have that little bit time, but we don't have to sell any more alcohol, but we have the time there to disperse to people as well. Yeah. So rather than everybody just going together.
Do you imagine that do you anticipate getting many people in at those late hours? I mean, what's it like in the area? Are there a lot of?
Oh, yeah, no, until.
Really, no, yeah.
I say until we open.
It's gonna be like,
Yeah.
like this, like after hours, like so many people coming in for. I can see like what we got inside to manage those, what's inside. So if it's inside, for example, let's say 1 o'clock, I got 5 inside. I don't think I'm gonna like look to that, let me put another 5 because it's the time to close. No. I'm looking, I have 5 right now, so I manage those 5 and I'm happy to go. That's my encouragement on that as well, to run as the pub, coffee bar and restaurant, yeah.
Thank you, yes.
Councillor
Yeah,
Marsh.
that's lovely, thank you.
One more thing, on the CCTV cameras, how many have you got inside? How many have you got in the restaurant? How many have you got in the lounge? How many have you got at the front? How
I
many?
got
back?
about 12 on a bar.
12 in the bar?
Oh, yes, it's 12.
Mhm.
I think in a restaurant, it's another 5 and 2 in a kitchen.
Yeah,
And I've got 2 in basement as well. Sorry, in a bar.
yeah.
And yeah.
Is that 2 in the bar or 12?
2 in the bar. No, sorry, I've got 12 in the bar,
Oh, 12 in the bar.
5 in the restaurant, 2 in the
5
kitchen, 2 in the basement. What about to the front of the premises? Looking area.
Looking area, that a bit, yeah, it's with that.
Covers with that, yeah.
Yeah,
Including the 12.
yes,
Including.
yeah.
All right, so 10 in the bar, 2 out, or is it 2 physically outside or 12 that can?
Physically outside, 2 feet.
Lovely.
Right. Both angles, entry and on the sideways.
Okay. Well, I think You good?
Yes.
Colin, any questions?
Yeah, I have one question. I mean, you say you're opening for coffee in the mornings. You said, I don't know, you mentioned about 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
Yeah, around about 8 o'clock. So your license, if it's granted, won't start till 10. So you've got people in there from 8 till 10. You can't sell alcohol.
Yeah.
So obviously that needs to be managed. How would you manage that? Because there, you know your times, you've got your
Yeah.
staff there, and somebody comes in and says, oh, I might as well have
There
a
is-
brandy on the way to work. And I either would, but they might do, and
yeah, I will be
you've got
there.
2 hours that you're going to be open where you cannot sell alcohol.
Yes,
So I just want to ask how you would manage that.
The taps alone will be all covered with the cloth, so we're not there out to service until, and then obviously you got the beer mats, they will away from the bar. So it'll just be a sign saying coffee, if, you know, served. I mean, obviously
Well,
alcohol set from 10 o'clock anyway.
Staff will
signs in
be
the front.
trained for that.
Staff will be trained.
Staff will be trained for
Yeah.
that, which is not gonna be selling alcohol from this time to this time, which is from 10 o'clock, for example, then starts alcohol selling.
And also on the menu, when we're gonna sell the coffee, of course, we're gonna have a menu, breakfast menu.
Look
So
on
we
the table.
clearly says,
Yeah.
no alcohol will be served.
What it is because you're open, there's alcohol on the premises.
Yeah.
That needs,
Yeah,
and one of the best things is training, which you.
yeah, obviously, you wanna train them not to sell alcohol between.
Concerned about.
Which will be professional staff used there.
And you have what is it called? Not a shutter. What is that thing you pull over the, it's not a sheet, it's you put it over the alcohol so you can't see it. What is it? It's not curtain.
Yeah, so
Cloth, beer,
I know you
detail, you put it completely, yeah. Yeah, all over the pumps, yeah.
rest in fridges, haven't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
The bar, so.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions? Thanks. No, thank you. Right, so we are going to go into deliberations now. So if you'd like to take a seat outside, as soon as we're finished, we'll call you back in and we will give you our decision.
thank you.
So thank you very much. This meeting's now adjourned. Thank you. Right, thank you everyone for coming back and being so patient. We have made a decision and our legal office.
Thank you. Having heard all the oral and written representations, the members have granted the application as applied.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Let's see. Where is it? And could you tell them about the 21
Yeah,
days?
of course, sorry, Chair, and all parties who've made representations or made the application are entitled to appeal the decision of the committee, and they have 21 days to do so after receiving the decision notice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Good luck with your business. I hope.
Thank you very much.
And this meeting's now closed. Thank you. Thank you.